Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. Today I'm going to talk about my Norfolk Pine. I've had this guy for 16 years now. Now Norfolk Pines are not real pines, so don't treat them like a real pine, because I think mine technically should be a little bit taller than what he is, because I was treating him like a real pine and I may possibly have stunted his growth, because once I figured out that he was not a real pine, this part here grew in the last 2 to 3 years. So for the first about majority of its life, it was just here and didn't really grow very much because I was treating him like a real pine, which he's not. These guys are endemic to Norfolk Island, which is off of New Zealand, in between Australia and whatnot. There's controversy on whether these things are toxic to cats or not. From what I've been able, there's some sites that'll say they're toxic and there's some sites that say that they're not. What I've been able to discover, or from what little research I've done, is that what happens is if a cat eats these needles, their stomach acid isn't strong enough to break it down, so they throw it up. But it doesn't cause them any toxicity or anything. It just oh yeah, this isn't gonna stay here, so let's upchuck it. It's like they get caught upchucking a hairball. Now, Norfolk pines were discovered back in 1774 by Captain James Cook. And they tried to make a market out of these because the wood that comes out of these guys is absolutely gorgeous. But unfortunately, these trees aren't strong enough for boats and houses and things like that. So they're more or less used for decoration, like coffee tables, chairs, even decorative bowls and mugs and containers that are just absolutely gorgeous. If you Instagram them, you'll see how pretty they are. Very slow growing. In the wild, these guys can get up to 210 feet tall. Mine is about maybe 3 feet tall. They love south-facing windows, but not in super bright full light. They can handle bright light for a few hours, about 3 to 4, but they still like south-facing windows, or at least mine does, because anytime I put him in any other windows, I hardly saw any growth until I put him in a small south-facing window, and then it's oh, we're going to grow now, because now he's getting taller. They are considered to be vulnerable though in their homeland, because again, they're only endemic to that island, and even though the decorative bowls and chairs and whatnot are gorgeous, they are limited to making how much they can because they're considered to be a vulnerable species. Loves to be moist. Do not let him dry out. If you do let him dry out, his needles will turn brown and they will fall off. These parts will fall off and he'll just be extremely unhappy. So I'll water him about once a week during the summer, every week and a half to 2 weeks during the winter, and he's quite happy with that once I got that schedule down packed. Does like to go outside, only between June and September, between 18 and 25 degrees Celsius. If he's in warmer temperatures where there's no humidity, but it's dry and it's warmer than 25, like a lot of us Canadian houses with wood stoves and heat or whatnot, their tips will turn brown. I'm trying to find an example here. They will turn brown, and that's perfectly normal for during the winter time. It's when the brown starts to creep up that you have to worry, and then you may need to just invest in a humidifier or start spraying him more. As far as cleaning, you really don't need to clean these guys, from what I've been told. But I still clean him every few months. mostly because I have a lot of cats and I have a very big hairy dog, and their hair will get and stick in here and it just doesn't look nice. So I'll clean these guys with a warm Norwex cloth, and the smell that comes off of them when you're cleaning them is so nice. It is very nice. It's almost like a cross between pine and fir. It is very nice. It doesn't last very long. It only lasts when you're cleaning them and then it goes away. All-purpose potting soil is perfect for them. You don't need to add extra perlite or any extra drainage. This guy's perfectly happy in that. And now he's in a 12-inch pot, so of course smaller Norfolk pines would probably need more water than what I'm giving him, and the bigger guys in bigger pots would probably need a little less. All-purpose fertilizer is what I use for him. Perfectly happy with it. He has no complaints about it at all. Can do fine with normal humidity, but when I do have my wood stove going, I will mist him about 2-3 times a week, and he's quite happy with that. Subtropical plant, do not put him outside in winter. Doesn't like that. When it comes to pests, I have never seen pests on these guys at all. Other than the one time I had soil mites, which was the same time as I had the weeping fig, and if you've seen that video, what I did to get rid of that was, I was living with a smoker at the time, and I used their cigarette ashes to get rid of the soil mites. Wouldn't do that now. Better ways to do it. Healthier ways. So, yeah. But they can't, from what I read, they can get mealybugs. I've never dealt with mealybugs, thank God, because I've seen other plant tubers deal with mealybugs, and watching them deal with them just looks like an absolute nightmare. And I don't want to deal with that because I've already dealt with spider mites and thrips, still having an ongoing battle with thrisp. So, yeah. Like I said, this guy, when I treat him right, when I finally figured out that he's not a pine, he's a conifer, he's been my best plant. Like, I have no complaints about him. He's been perfect. Loves me. I love him. I had gotten him at our local grocery store, the co-op, because it was Christmas and they had pines. And my nanny had one, and when she passed away, my Aunt Jessie had taken it, and the last time I had seen it, it was huge, humongous, and I believe it's a year or two older than this one, and my Aunt Jessie took proper care of hers. That's why hers is huge, and mine is still dinky. So, I think that's it about the Norfolk Pine for all the information that I have on him. If you have any other questions, I'll try to answer them as best to my abilities. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Live long and plant on.